Hi, I'm LifeCoachLANDRY, and the topic is my trip to New Orleans and advice for future women. So first of all, let me knock out my trip was awesome. If you haven't seen the photos from the trip, you can go on my Facebook. I made them public. All the meetings I had with personal people are on the YouTube subscriber page for you to view. And I need to thank Auto Exotic Cars once again. They did not have the Ferrari for me because I was 2 weeks later than I said. But they gave me something better. They gave me a 1950s Jaguar Roadster. I basically look like Jay Gatsby showing up in New Orleans. It was freaking awesome. I took so many pictures with you guys by the car. I let you guys listen to the engine. It was awesome. Those Roadsters are a classic. They're straight out of films that you see from the olden days. What a good feeling and what a right place to be in it. And one of the things I want to say about New Orleans is if you're an old classic soul, like that's a place to go. That place will make you feel right at home with a loved one. You can make strangers and make good friends out of strangers. I met tons of people. I also want to thank Royal Sonesta Hotel for the lobby meeting. I met over 30 people there. I had no idea I even had that many fans from New Orleans. So that was awesome. And I want to thank the Fontenot family who set everything up for me in advance and also organized everybody to meet and get beignets and coffee together and everything. And then on top of that, I went to their ranch where they were duck hunting and had their four-wheelers. And just, it was an awesome experience. Again, go look at the photos on my Facebook page. They're public. I took as many pictures as I could. I posted the ones I thought you guys would be worth seeing. But let me get into a subject. After talking to a lot of people there, one of the things that I kept getting asked is, what advice would you give to women who are either single now or they need to give to their daughters who are in college or about to be in their career or going into their early 30s looking for someone to marry? And I never really thought about that. I usually give advice in current time and current days. I don't give advice usually to give to other people from you. And so I thought about it, and I thought about doing the subject a while back, actually. So I went back through my notes of everybody I've ever met with and notes I had. And a lot of women gave me the answers to that already. I'm going to read you. I think I have about 15 things they gave me. I'm going to read you quotes from them. And these are from women that I met were in their 80s, in their 40s, in their 30s. And basically, these are women who were in their late 40s or early 50s. This is advice for women in their late 20s and currently in their 30s. This is the advice they would give you. So I'm going to read this to you. Number one is your life won't turn out as you envisioned in your 20s or 30s, but it will be extraordinarily amazing. Cultivate strong and diverse friendships. Focus on those, not toxic people, and have a hobby you love just for you, and never let go of your strong friendships for anybody for any reason. That was the number one quote I got from somebody. And it's one of those things where we all meet people in our life and we choose whether to hold on to them or we choose to let go for various reasons. This woman says never let go of your friendships, okay? Number two, live alone for a while. There are plenty of years behind you and ahead of you where you'll be sharing space with others. Take some time to enjoy having a space that's all yours and travel more before you settle down. I think anybody can say they should travel, but if you get with the right person and you'll have the same interest, like I hate flying, but I'm going to Paris at some point in my life. Like I'm going no matter what. My last name's obviously Landry. I go to New Orleans. I have a French part of me. And that's why I love New Orleans so much, because it's like the best I can get from Paris here in the United States. So the next step is to actually go to Paris. Number three, leave after the first big lie. Okay. And I think, when I was talking to women in New Orleans and in the group in general, one of the things I said is there are small lies and there are big lies. And they asked me, well, what would you consider the difference? I said, well, humans lie about small things often, believe it or not. Did you take out the trash? Yes, I did, honey. They're just saying that to leave me alone because I know I'll take out the trash. It's another thing for you to lie about something really important. Like you did something, but you denied it, but it alters the relationship, So you don't want to ever do a big lie. So her advice is leave after the first big lie and never look back. Number four, I'm 52 and I tell any future woman things get better with age. I feel like my most productive and creative right now. in my 50s, and I've got nothing more to say. One of the best things I ever did was letting go of toxic people in my life, letting go of people who tried to harm me when they didn't get what they want. And aging is everything. Just make sure the wisdom comes along with it. Okay? Pretty simple. Number 5, stop trying to make everyone else happy. Owning things is not happiness. Watch your money. Just because they are family doesn't mean they cannot be toxic for you. Hold on to people you love. Let go of people who you're unsure about. Sound advice, right? Number 6, find the energy to love yourself first. Don't look for love in men, friends, or children you're not ready to have. And don't look for it in them, period. You should be happy with thyself. Save more money, exercise more, eat better food, and keep all your loved ones around, especially the friends you meet. So there's a common denominator. You're starting to see that people say keep your friends around, right? You know, we've all been in those relationships where somebody's been either jealous of a friend, or, you know, you have another friend who doesn't like one friend, so that friend won't hang out with you when you're with that friend, and just stupid things like that. Look, when you meet good people and you feel connected, keep them around forever. Number 7, make friends and cherish them. You will need them in your 30s and 40s, right? Because those are your most trying times. You're trying out relationships, babies, career. And those are your 3 pivotal pillars usually in people's lives. So any of those crater, you need that support structure. And family is often not the right support structure, right? The problem with family is when you grow up with family, they are prejudging you based on what they know about you all the way from your past. Well, usually you grow up separately from your family when you go out into the real world. So they can never quite understand that aspect of you. So keep those friends who do understand you around, okay? Number 8, quit apologizing. You are not responsible for everyone else's happiness. Don't let a man guilt you into owning his happiness at the expense of your own. Okay? Simple. No. Number 9, no matter what you were told about being a good girl, you cannot have everyone like you. So if and when it comes down to a choice between your success, emotional health, your financial worth, and men or family or friends judging you, choose you. Okay. You know, these are pretty simple, right? These are advice for women who have already been there and they've done it and they've seen the good and the bad and they've left people that they shouldn't have left. They've left friends behind they shouldn't have left. They've been with men who they thought were good for them that turned out. But what most of these women are saying, because those things happen, make sure the people that you care about, you keep them around. Number 10, never work for someone who demands loyalty. Work with those who earn it. Okay. Loyalty is a big deal. A lot of relationships die on loyalty, right? A lot of us will get in a relationship and we'll be so loyal to someone and they will betray us, and that ultimately will make you fall on a sword. And in the end, they're running off into the sunset making separate choices, and you shouldn't have to go through that, right? Number 12, stop plucking your eyebrows. You look insane. You look crazy. Number 13, just because he isn't awful doesn't mean he's right for you. Stick to your guns because you deserve the best. Don't let men guilt you into loving them. There you go, right? 14, save money so you always have the option to walk out on a job or a partner. Simple enough, right? Look, there are plenty of reasons in our life to meet someone and settle down with them and then start relying on them. But human beings always have the capacity to walk on you in any given moment if something doesn't feel right for them. And because of that, you need to always have your own structure. Okay? So if you're currently in a relationship where you're either don't have a job, not working, or you have a job but it's not that good and you feel like you need a promotion, you probably should work for that, right? Everybody should be contributing. Everybody should contribute to a relationship and its foundation, both emotionally, financially, and physically, right? 15, don't put off your travel dreams until someday, because someday is not promised. And don't wait for a bunch of your friends' deaths to remind you of that fact. That's funny. In other words, don't let people die. You know, like, you know when people die, all of a sudden you're like, they were such a good person, and people go, why didn't you tell them that, why they were alive? Or it's like a relationship. When you walk out of a relationship and then you go through something bad in another relationship, you look at your last one and go, God, they were such a good person. I should have done better. You know, maybe I should have been with them. I just was too insecure. Maybe I should go try again. Well, you should have told them that a long time ago, right? Number 16, have fun. Just freaking have fun. That's what your 20s and 30s are for. Okay. Number 17, don't save the good stuff for the right occasion. Use it now. Spend more time with your friends. They won't be around forever, and you never know when they'll be gone. Call the people that you've hurt and remind them that you love them and you care about them and you want to see them, and enjoy the little things in life. That's one of my favorite ones, right? I am a person that the little things add up a lot more than than if I get something big, right? So, example of that, let's say a woman buys me a new truck. That's awesome. But it means more to me if I get a foot rub and a great conversation with her over a glass of wine. Little things, okay? Number 17, don't save the good stuff for the right occasion. Well, that's one I just read. Number 18, don't hesitate to change jobs or move. Demand more money. Talk to those you love. Okay, you're probably seeing a common thing here, right? People are basically saying, if you love people, don't let them go for any reason whatsoever in your life. Now, this could obviously be divided romantically or friendship or family. It all depends how you want to look at it. I think it depends on what your romantic relationship was like. If it was hectic and had dramatic events to it, well, then you have to let it go even if you love them. If it didn't have dramatic events, it just had fights or disagreements, well, then you can probably still be friends with them after the fact, right? So there's 18 things. I have 2 more, but there's 18 things that are revealed from women who have been there and done that in their life. And, when I met with people over this weekend, one of the things that I really absorbed from talking to 30 plus of you is that you guys and gals really are hungry for change. And that usually is when people are real about what they're trying to do. All 30 of the people that sat at the table, there's a few other people, but I'd say 30 to round it off. I think it was like 33 people. But, Cherie particular, I remember her talking at the table. One of the things she had said is that she had been in a relationship for a long time. And because she wasn't finding good men or wasn't sure the men wanted to be with her, she kept using it as her fallback. And it ultimately hurt her future, right? And what I always say in my videos, you can't have a future if you don't let go of the past. Period. So, that was nice because she, I think, understands that now. When you're hungry for change, you actually get change. When you're afraid of change, I would say if you're an emotional slave or a slave to your emotions, and if you're driven by fear and insecurity, well, you're going to end up in your past, right? That doesn't mean that your past is always bad. There are good people from your past that if you rekindle, it can be right. But there are people who, even when you get back with them, it seems to resurface in some kind of degree. One of the other things we talked about was one of the guys I talked to, he had a hard time he wasn't letting himself move on and meet new women. He kept, berating the girl that he was talking to with messages. She even blocked him on Facebook, he told me, and then he would find other ways to get to her and not taking the signal. And it made her ultimately uncomfortable. What was interesting is they actually met. They're both from New Orleans. They actually met for coffee, he said, or coffee or drinks, I can't remember. His name was Mike. And he said that over that meeting, he was able to let go. So it really wasn't that he wanted her back or needed to be with her, because it was very clear they weren't right with each other from some of the events he told me that happened. And I won't say personal. One of my things is I will not talk about people's personal experiences unless they allow me to do so. So if you write me a letter, that's doing it. Me and him were personal. And I really feel like he really kind of grabbed something there, right? So overall, what's the thing to walk away from this is? The thing to walk away from is New Orleans was a fantastic trip. The people I met were great. Everybody goes through things in our life. People try to propaganda us. They try to encourage us to swing one way or the other. In the end, you're not responsible for other people's happiness. Take the risk for the unlikely traveled road because it's likely going to give you more benefit than going back to the one you've already traveled. And don't ever let go of the people who love you right. Not love you, because I still love all of the people I've ever met, but I'm not in love with them. And I know that letting some of them back in would not be healthy love anymore. It's just that I love them and the memory of them, but I can't do anything past that. What's important is the people who could truly love you right. Always keep those people around. Always tell them how you feel. And hey, if you feel like you made a mistake and let them go, rekindle. If you don't, just stay in contact. Keep a good, healthy connection. meeting with you guys was fantastic. Like, I can't say enough. Again, the Fontenot's, Auto Exotica on the cars and whatnot, or, you know, the 1950s Roadster, Jaguar Roadster was freaking awesome. Like, it was better than the Ferrari in my opinion. I'm really glad I ended up with that car. It was just the way it worked out through timing, but I'm going to put some pictures of that on my Facebook as well. And I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. I think it's in a couple of days. And let me know your topics that you want to hear. And again, everybody I met, thank you for the experience. Thank you, New Orleans. New Orleans makes everything right for us classic old souls. And I can't wait to see you again. Take care.